STEM experts. But he's got enough material, he could probably talk to y'all for days on end, I'm sure. I'm gonna let him tell you about his podcast. He has a great podcast. He's a wealth of knowledge in healthcare, health history, health systems, health equity, and all those types of things. So I'm gonna let him speak, and you guys make sure you pay attention, okay?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all doing okay?
Yes, sir.
Y'all happy to be here?
Yes, sir.
You need to be. Good. I want y'all to give the men of Alpha Phi Alpha just a round of applause. Full disclosure, I'm not an Alpha. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. I hadn't burned up yet.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna be all
I'm in
right.
the house of Alpha.
You're gonna be all right.
It's ice cold.
But my father-in-law is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and it's told to me that he helped charter this chapter. His name is Gregory James. Greg James is his name.
Okay.
So I'm happy to be here with you all. And just a little side commentary to the men of Alpha. Again, thank y'all for what you're doing. You know, the Divine Nine is filling a space that nobody else can fill. And in the time of people renouncing and denouncing and doing all kind of stuff, nobody can fill this space if we go away. Nobody is gonna do what we as the Divine Nine do for our communities. So thank you all. Young men, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me. I won't do my whole resume, but I'm born and raised here in Birmingham. Went to Parker High School state football champions. Yeah. Went to college in Atlanta. Oh, somebody shifted around. Y'all all right? Where y'all go to school? Clear. Okay, all right. All right, yeah, state champions. Yeah. Went to college at Morehouse.
Yeah.
And house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all Alpha Road?
No, sir.
Okay, all right.
Not
All right. So yeah, the house,
Yes,
class
sir.
of 2001.
Class of 19.
All right, good. And then I went to medical school at UAB, and then my residency training and everything here in Birmingham. I'm a internal medicine doctor. I practice not too far from here, Archwell Health over in 5 Points West, and I'm the medical director for the state of Alabama, and I'm involved in a lot of houses of medicine. I'm on the state medical board, first black vice chairman, and soon to be first black chairman, on the State Department of Health board, and do a lot of stuff. But my passion is community and outreach. And so if there's anybody here who's interested in a health career, I have a nonprofit, Prescription for Better Living, and we give scholarships to graduating high school seniors who plan to pursue a career in healthcare, and that's in any field. So Chris knows how to get me, and I'll, definitely share the scholarship information with him. So my goal today is to hopefully convince some of you to consider a career in healthcare. I heard one, raise your hand, one who wants to go into healthcare. I heard somebody say nursing, and then
At least three.
Three?
At least.
Anybody, what do you want to do in healthcare?
Anesthesiology.
All right,
Just something that
some in the medical field, okay, and then nursing. Okay, great. So, all right, so for you three, I'm gonna tell you why that's a good choice and hopefully make you lock in and stay there. And then maybe I'll be able to convince some of you to consider healthcare. So I want to play this for you, if I can.
Story about
Okay, go ahead.
how I was 4 years old, inspired by my pediatrician, Dr. Jacqueline Stewart, because when I went to the doctor, she made me feel better, and then she gave me a lollipop, and I said, what a cool job. You get to help people feel better and give them candy. So from the age of 4, that's all I wanted to do. Educators are the reason why I'm here today. A solid, firm foundation, educationally, is why I was able to be put in a position to provide for my family and achieve my goals and live my dream of becoming a doctor. So education is extremely important. According to the American Medical Association, the graduating class of medical students each year has about 10% of its graduating class that are Black. That equates to about 500 to 600 Black physicians each year that are graduating. It's a drop in the bucket. That's not enough. Well, according to the United States Department of Agriculture and Economic Research Service, about 20.5 to 24 million people in America live in food deserts. These elected officials who come knock your doors around election time, who text message you, who call you, who come to your church, who come to the fish fry, the neighborhood thing, whatever. Hey, they work that hard for your vote. You make them work harder to keep it. Be in their face. Write their office, email their office, call their office, go to the office. Wherever they gonna be, you go there and you talk about how we need grants in our neighborhoods. We need land grants. We need grants that allow people in the inner city to be able to fix up their homes. We need investment in affordable housing in our neighborhoods so that we can give our people economic opportunity. What I'm to do is to promote a healthier way of living for our people. What I'm trying to accomplish is a reduction in the suffering and the loss and the disparities that sickness and disease cause in our community.
So in a nutshell, y'all, that's my calling. As a physician, as a Black physician, I care very deeply about the health of our people. Who knows what a health disparity is? Y'all know what that is? Health disparity. No? Okay. Good. Our health disparity is when you take a group of people and all things being equal, they can have the same level of education, they can have the same income, they can be next door neighbors, but one person is Black and one person is white. The Black person dies earlier, has more chronic diseases, suffers more, and then you ask yourself, why is that? Why is that? Why do y'all think that is? I mean, is it bad luck to be Black? Huh? I mean, think about it. Who would want to be Black? If just because you're Black, you die sooner, You get heart problems at a higher rate. You go on dialysis at a higher rate. Get your legs, toes, and feet chopped off just because you're black. Well, there's gotta be more to it, right? Right? I mean, it ain't bad look being black. I love being black. Y'all like being black? You get to go to the fish fries and the family reunion and the barbecue. You know what I mean? You get to do things like go to the Magic City Classic and have fun and not be scared. Right? I mean, I love being black. Love being black. So what is it about? That's a health disparity. And my passion is working to reduce health disparity and promote what we call health equity, right? And you ask yourself, well, why do health disparities exist? Say that, why do health disparities exist? Say it again. I'm glad you asked. There are a few reasons why. First of all, there's systemic racism in our country. Hell, in the world. Oops, excuse me. In the world. Systemic racism. There are these things called the social determinants of health, right? In that clip, when I was talking about going to the elected officials and bothering them as much as they bother us for our vote, is because all these things that impact our lives impact our health. Whether we have grocery stores within a certain mile radius of us, whether we have access to internet, whether we have access to affordable housing, education. Did you know that people who graduate college live longer on average than people who don't? It's true. So these are called the social determinants of health. So everything that happens in our society, whether we believe it or not, impacts our health. It's called the social determinants of health. Also, our people live longer and do better when they are taken care of by people who look like them. There are studies to show that, and we'll discuss that. So that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I care about. So you saw it in the video. I wanted to become a doctor because my pediatrician, Dr. Stewart, inspired me. I have asthma, but when I was younger, it was a lot worse. Stand up. Stand up. Shake it. Move. All right. I just started. I know I ain't bored. Stand up. Y'all was up late. Me too. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Move it. Shake it. Good. Y'all good? All right. Have a seat. All right. So if I can stay up, because you know I'm going to call you out next and stand you up. Okay, good. I had asthma, so I went to the doctor a lot. I would go in, coughing, wheezing, chest tight, whatever. She'd give me a breathing treatment, help me feel better, and then she'd give me a lollipop. 4 years old, I said, that's what I want to do. That's all I ever wanted to do. That was my dream. Somewhere along in high school, I had a guidance counselor tell me, you can't do that. That's too hard. You need to do something else. So I went home and I told my mama, Mom, I ain't gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna do something else that's too hard. She said, who you been talking to? Since you was 4 years old, you said you wanted to be a doctor. And I said, well, Miss So-and-so said, she grabbed me up, snatched me by my collar and said, boy, don't you ever let anybody tell you what you can't do. Then she went to the school and got Miss So-and-so straight. People will try to place limits on you. Don't let them. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a teacher. I don't care if it's a preacher. I don't care if it's your parent. Don't let anybody put you in the box and tell you what you can't do. And don't tell yourself that you can't do something, that you're not good at something, just because it's challenging. Did you know that if you are challenged, like you have to really try at something, you make mistakes and then you learn from those mistakes and get better? That stimulates your brain more. That's called neuroplasticity. Dr. Briggs, right? Before us talked about how the stereotype is that Asians are better at math and science than others. There is a study every 4 years. It's called the TIMSS study. It's Trends in International Math and Science. And they look at who the top countries are in math and science. And then they go into the classrooms and they study and survey why they're doing so much better than everybody else. You know what they showed? Singapore is number 1. Japan was right up there with it. You take a typical math class here in America, and your teacher may give you 20 or so, or maybe more, homework problems to work in the class, and they want you to be able to work the problem without much difficulty. And if you get hung up or stuck, they'll break it down for you, give you the steps, go through it. Well, in Singapore, they give them 3 really hard problems. They want them to struggle. They want them to get it wrong and figure out why it's wrong and learn from their mistakes. Here, we view struggle, if you're struggling in a class or a subject, we view struggle in a negative way. So if you struggle in geometry or algebra or math, here we say, you ain't good at math, right? That's not the view they take there. They want them to struggle. Sometimes they'll give them the wrong answer and make them figure out the answer is wrong and why it's wrong, so that they have a deeper understanding of that subject. I mean, who you want working on your car? Do you want somebody working on your car who they know how to change the oil and maybe top off the fluids and that's it? Or do you want somebody who has broken down an engine and then built it all the way back up? And that's how they learn. I want the person who knows how to break down the engine and build it back up working on my car. So, don't let people put you in a box. So what I do every day is I take care of people. I form relationships with people. People come in, they tell me about what's bothering them physically, sometimes mentally, sometimes socially. And I help them figure out what's best for them. It's called shared decision making. What did it take for me to become a doctor? Went to high school, of course, graduated high school, went to college, 4 years of college, and then I could go to medical school. It's 4 years of medical school. Now, it's not as bad as it sounds. The first 2 years of medical school are what we call the basic science year. So you're in the classroom learning about all things medicine. But the last 2 years, the third and fourth years, you're actually spending time in the hospital or in the doctor's offices learning how to take care of people, learning how to do a physical exam, learning all the skills you need. And those are fun times. You take call in the hospital with the rest of the team. You're a part of the healthcare team as a third and fourth year medical student. then you graduate and you're a doctor. But you can't go out and practice yet because you have to get your license, and to get your license, you have to do what's called residency training. And that's a minimum of 3 years, sometimes 3 to 8 years, depending on what you do. Now, the good part about residency is that you get paid during residency. And it's a decent salary, you know. And then after you finish residency, you can go out and practice. So it sounds like a lot, but like I tell people, it's not bad. I mean, most of y'all gonna go to college anyway, so I don't even count college, right? So that's just 4 more years, 2 of them in the books, and 2 of them you learn to do what you're gonna do for the rest of your life. And then you can start getting paid. So it's not a bad way. So here are some health careers. It's not an extensive list, but you can be a doctor, dentist, optometrist, pharmacist, physical therapist. You can be a nurse practitioner or a physician assistant. You can be a registered nurse, certified nurse midwife, certified medical assistant, certified nursing assistant, surgical tech, radiology tech, physical therapy assistant, athletic trainer, on and on and on. There are so many careers in health career, and we need people that look like us in all of these fields. Representation matters. So, why choose health careers? A 2019 census by the U.S. Census Bureau reported that there were 22 million workers in the healthcare industry in the United States. That's one of the largest and fastest growing sectors in the U.S. Now, let me tell you, talk about job security. If you work in healthcare, you'll never have to worry about whether you're going to be able to have a job. The healthcare sector is one of the most stable sectors you can have. You'll always be able to make money. And you're only limited in how much money you make by how hard you're willing to work or not work. Right? You'll always have a job. People gonna always need health care. Even if they healthy, they still gotta get checkups and physicals and all that, right? They're gonna need physical therapy. Even if they don't get an injury, if you're an athlete like Chris Sims over there, and you stiff and joints are stiff, you can still go to a physical therapist and work on your range of motion and all that stuff. You can be anything you want to be and do anything you want to do in healthcare. It's a great field. It's a great field. The average salary of a healthcare worker in Alabama is $54,922. I didn't say a doctor, right? I just said the average salary of a healthcare worker. It's nurses out there that are making 6 figures. It's nurses out there that can make like $8,000 a week. That's $32,000 a month. Now they grinding, they traveling, but you can make it. Chris a millionaire. Millionaire right there. So here are the positives of health careers. You get to help others every day. You get to have a positive impact on society and your fellow man. There are very few careers where you wake up and you go to work and you get paid to help people. And you can go home at the end of the day knowing that you helped somebody. It's a great, great, rewarding feeling. And like I said, you have job security, and there are opportunities for growth and advancement. So you can come into an organization as the lowest paid person, and you can work and advance and get certifications. A lot of times Your company will pay for those certifications, get better, get promoted. Then before you know it, you the head of the company, you the CEO. That happens in health career. And it can level the playing field for people that look like us. You talking about building wealth and building generational wealth? You can do that in a health career. You can be independent. You don't have to work for somebody. You can work for yourself in the health career. You want to be an entrepreneur? You like business and feel like you want to own your own business someday? You can do that in healthcare. You don't have to work for UAB. Or St. Vincent's. You can. You can do that, and you can start your own side thing. I'm Jamaican, man. I got about 5 jobs. I'm the king of the side hustle. And I do it in health care. I got an 8 to 5 job. I got 3 LLCs that I set up. One, I take care of people at a nursing home. The other LLC, I sell merch through my podcast, and once I finish my book, I'm gonna sell my book through that, paid speaking. So that's that LLC. Then I got another LLC where I'm doing weight loss and wellness, because everybody wanna get into weight loss, and that's straight cash. I don't even fool with insurance. Then, because I got this skill set, every now and again, they need some help over there at UAB West. The hospital is covering some night shifts. Yeah, I do night shift for them. 1 shift, that's $2,000. Just for 1 shift. So I'm the king. Ethan will tell you, I'm the king of the side hustle, ain't he? Dad always working. Make that money. So it's a wonderful way to work to help people, but also build something for yourself. Here's why I'm passionate. Black men. Black men have the lowest life expectancy in our country. We work all these years, and then we die before we get a chance to enjoy it. Who got anybody got to have or had a part-time job, work somewhere? Yeah. You had taxes cut out of your check. I remember my first job, I was 16, was at Arby's over there on 78, Highway 78 in Forest. And I worked, and my check was, I had tabulated my hourly pay. Now back then, minimum wage was about $4. Yeah, I know, I'm that old. But I had tabulated my pay, and I got my check, and it was shorter than what I thought. And then I looked on the stub, and it said something called FICA, F-I-C-A, had took a good portion of my money in taxes. And I went home, I said, Mama, who is FICA, and why are they taking all my money? Well, that's what you pay into for Social Security and stuff. So when you retire, you get Social Security check. Black men, a lot of times, we work all our lives, and then you get to your 60s, you can get Social Security, and we die before we can get our money. Work all our lives, then die. You don't get to have no fun. Travel, take a cruise. But why is that? That ain't right. We have to turn it around. There are studies that are showing that when black men are taken care of by other black men, they live longer. They do better. So I need y'all to go into healthcare, because in a little while, I'm gonna need one of y'all to help take care of me. Representation matters. Here's another study, 2022. Racial concordance. All concordance is just match up, same. Racial concordance in healthcare can improve health outcomes. So, representation matters. Another study. Patient-physician racial concordance is associated with improved healthcare use and lower healthcare expenditures in minority populations. I'm gonna tell you why all this anti-DEI stuff is dangerous. The premise of the anti-DEI stuff is that if you accomplish something, right? You get a job, or if you get accepted to a certain college or professional school, the anti-DEI people say the only reason you're there is because you're black. And it happened to me. When I was a first year medical student at UAB, I was at the gross anatomy table with my group. I was assigned to a group. It was all white men and it was me. And the white men started talking to each other about their friends who had applied to UAB for medical school and didn't get in. And then they all looked up at me and said, "How you get in here?" My friend did. I said, "You don't know what I made on the test. You don't know what my grades are." But they assumed that because I was black was the only reason I was there. Well, bump them. Because the proof is in the pudding. Because I ain't take no affirmative action test. I ain't get no extra points on the test because I was black. I didn't pass my licensing test to get my medical license. I ain't get no extra points because I was black. I'm board certified. I didn't get no extra points on the board certification because I'm black. So the proof is in the pudding. But this anti-DEI stuff is already affecting, it's already driving down the number of people that look like you and I who are getting into professional schools. And it's hogwash. It's hogwash. Diversity is a good thing. Being inclusive is a good thing. When did inclusion become a bad word? When did equity? Our country is built on these things. Fairness, a level playing field, inclusivity, diversity. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't belong because of where you come from or because of what you look like. Don't let anybody. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're there, you earned it more than some of the other people who are there. There's another study that showed, they looked at Harvard, 43% of their admissions at Harvard were legacy admissions. And if they took away legacy admissions to Harvard, white people would become the minority at Harvard. It would be majority minority because the people who are at Harvard who are minorities ain't legacy. They earn their way there. So don't let this system, don't let this society tell you what you cannot do. I don't care what it is. You want to get a D1 scholarship, people are going to tell you that you can't do it. Don't listen to them. Matter of fact, use their doubt and their hate as fuel to make you work harder. You want to go to the league? I will never tell you you can't go to the league. Because hell, I don't know. Who am I? If you're willing to work harder than everybody else, you can do it. I got 3 sons. That's my middle son right there. Ask him, have I ever told him there was something that he could not do? Have I?
Nope.
Whatever it is that you want to do, if you're willing to be committed to it, if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to sacrifice for it, brothers, you can do it. I just hope some of y'all want to go into medicine because our people need you. So in summary, I want you to consider pursuing a career in healthcare. It's a great job. You get to help people. It's job security. You get to make a difference every day. But regardless, whatever you want to do not listen to the doubters. Never let anyone tell you what you can't do. The sky is the limit. And at Morehouse College, we tell young men that we're going to make you grow taller so that you can reach your crown and wear it. You're doing the work. Y'all are here on a Saturday, exposing yourself to this. Keep doing that. But if you don't remember anything else I say, remember this. Never let anybody tell you what you can't do. Never let anybody kill your dreams. Use the doubt and the negativity as fuel and inspiration to drive you. And with that, I'm done. Any questions? Any questions for me? I know y'all ready to eat. Any questions? No questions? All right? All right?
All right, I'll give Dr. Carter a hand. So we're gonna eat real quick. Don't move just yet. We got pizza for you guys, so